The views and opinions expressed at Enhanced Down Under are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the official views of the company. Any content provided by our hosts are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
Welcome to Enhanced Down Under, the official podcast channel of Enhanced NT. My name is Anna and I am a qualified education agent counselor.
And my name is Jairus and I work with Enhanced NT. And
Yeah, we are now on episode 19 and we were supposed to shoot this outdoors.
Yeah.
We attempted, but we failed because of the scorching heat.
yeah, it is really hot right now here in Darwin. I think that's one of the negatives when living in a really tropical side of Australia. Humidity here is so high. We're at 70% humidity, and if you have never felt that levels of humidity, it's a different feeling. Unlike our brothers and sisters in Philippines right now, I think they're going through a storm right at the moment. So everyone stay safe, just so.
You know what? I'm relatively new here in Darwin.
Yeah.
So I thought that dry season, or what we call the cold season, the winter season here, lasts until around end of September. But
It used to last
What
longer.
happened?
It used to last longer, but I think because of climate change,
that's
it
why.
is a lot shorter now. It used to it go through a longer season of you could slowly feel the dryness changing. You could feel like, oh, it's getting drier, it's getting colder. But now it's a different one. I think it lasts like almost 3 months. Maybe we had like 2 months of dry season, and then it started getting hot.
I'll always look forward to the dry season, you know. So we have to endure the scorching heat again for
Yes.
the next
Yeah.
few months.
Yeah, thank you for aircon.
Yes, thank you. All right, so let's have a quick recap of our previous episode, which tackled about complexities of international student accommodation. There were 3 key points that we discussed, which were affordability, availability, and accountability. It was also mentioned that universities and colleges and even education agents like myself should step up to assist international students in finding accommodation. It was also mentioned, according to a study, that depending on your budget, that budget and affordability, they play a crucial role in choosing accommodation, even cultural norms, because there are some nationalities, coming from a different culture that they don't want shared or communal accommodation. And my colleague here, Jairus, he was an international student himself, and he shared his experience as well, having his, in an accommodation. Was it ran by a school or a private?
My accommodation was owned by the school itself, so it had benefits at least compared to like living in a privately owned dormitory.
All right, so that was our previous episode, and we also briefly discussed about the implications of stricter visa rules and the visa fee hikes, which took in effect last July 1 or 1st of July 2024. All right, so for our topic for today, Jai?
So I'll introduce our topic for today. So our topic for today would be partner schools. So as you don't know, some people might not know, we have partner schools for migration agencies, and we'll talk about what they are, what are the benefits of having partner schools, and what they can do for you. And then another one would be, we want to introduce 2 of our new partner schools. We want to show them what they are, who they are, and what they do. So, as we said a while ago, we were talking about partner schools, and I feel like, me personally, I don't know too much about them. So we'll ask Anna. Anna, what are partner schools?
Partner schools, the purpose of here at Enhanced NT, we are more than just collaboration. Working with partner schools, we give students these opportunities to set their career goals, and we give them their academic pathways and connect them with reputable colleges and schools. So some people would actually say that education agents, they're just after commissions.
Yeah.
It's not. Especially with Enhanced NT, in the past, we were able to conduct a lot of face-to-face events or community events involving international students and even businesses. One of our face-to-face events was even supported by the Chamber of Commerce. So we connect our international students to potential partners, potential schools, and even potential employers.
Yeah.
So that's the importance of collaborating with partner schools and even with businesses, to help our students reach their academic and career goals. That's the importance of it.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank
And
you.
then also at the same time, we give our partner schools this avenue to promote their schools. Because other than their website, of course, they rely on us, education agents, to promote, to help them connect with the international students. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the
All
explanation.
right.
Now at least I know what partner schools are.
And then there are certain steps. It's not easy to get a partner schools because you cannot just knock on their doors and say, "Hey, we want to partner with you." These schools, they scrutinize the eligibility and the credibility of migration agents or their partners. I myself, I am a qualified education agent counselor. I have a certificate, I have that qualification. And most of the colleges and schools, they prefer to have a qualified education agent counselor. So it's not just going to be anybody. So you have to have the qualification, the knowledge, and it's the school or the university's way of ensuring that their students will be well guided by their agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
All right, so let's move on.
I guess now we want to introduce one of our new partner schools that we partner with. That would be Sydney City College.
Yep, Sydney City College of Management. They have a campus here in Darwin. It's like a few blocks away from our office.
It's pretty close.
Yeah,
very
it's pretty close from us. And then what are their other campuses?
So for Sydney City College, I think they've established for some time. They have a couple of campuses spread across Australia. They have the Darwin campus that we went to, and then in New South Wales, which is Sydney, they have the Sydney campus and Parramatta. Parramatta is another area in Sydney. And they have an Adelaide. Is it Adelaide?
Adelaide, yes. Yes.
They have an Adelaide campus too. So they're pretty spread out. One in WA, one in Northern Territory, and two in New South Wales.
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, we were able to visit their campus in Darwin, and we were able to interact with their staff and students. So how was your experience then, Jairus?
Oh, it was a good experience. They have a massive school. I think we met up with Rupa Shrestha. She is the Darwin campus manager, and she was a lovely person to talk to. She was very knowledgeable in what the school is going to, how many students they have. So she did a pretty good job in introducing us to what Sydney City College is. I think they showed us like what their resources are, what their classrooms look like, what their schedules look like, and even the quality of equipment that they have for like the aged care, for the kitchen. I think kitchen
management. That is their
management.
flagship course. And I would also like to commend Mr. Andre Teves. He is a staff from their head office, Sydney. He made our meeting with Miss Rupa and our visit in Darwin possible through proper coordination with
Mr.
their
Andre.
campus. Thank you, Andre. Shout out to you. So, based on our visit, it seems that their Darwin campus is thriving.
Yeah. Apparently they have how many students? They have
200?
200 or
Yeah.
200? They have a lot of students here in
Yeah, I
Darwin.
think according to Rupa, they started with very few students only in like 2021 or 2020. And then it eventually grew.
Yeah.
And it seems that even with the stricter visa rules, Sydney City College of Management, they're not affected. They're not, they don't feel it.
They don't look affected with because when we were there, we did a couple of shootings with some of the students, and I feel like you wouldn't feel that they struggled with how many people were coming in and
Yes.
out, how many students were coming in. It was a very lively school. It was good to see someone like a Darwin school succeeding like that.
Yeah, because most of the schools, when you talk to their staff, they're worried, of course. They might not be able to get additional students because of the stricter visa rules. But good thing with the Sydney City College Darwin campus, they don't only rely with international students. They also get a lot of support from domestic students.
Oh, local students.
Yeah. So their courses are leadership, project management, hospitality, IT, community services, civil construction, and of course carpentry. So far, I believe it's the hospitality course or kitchen management is their flagship course.
They do offer a wide range of courses.
Yes,
right?
yes, a wide range of course. And inside the school, inside the campus is also their sister school, like it's Australian City International College or ACIC.
Yeah.
Right, and we were able to interview one of their instructors. IT, is he from an IT?
I think he is from an IT background.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
That's fine. But Australian City International College, their sister school, they also offer community services, childcare, aging support. And ACIC is in partnership with Bupa.
Oh, okay.
Bupa is like an insurance company.
Insurance company here.
So very reputable.
Yeah,
right?
Bupa, normally like if you want to get, what do you call that, student healthcare insurance, overseas visitor insurance, you can go through Bupa. So like I've dealt with them before. I think I had to get insurance for when my parents came here. Just to make sure sometimes if something happens, it's easier to having insurance.
You're
when your parents
covered.
are here. So at least like when they got here and anything happens, they're covered. They were an easy insurance to deal with. So it's good that knowing one of the schools are partnered with them.
And when we visited their campus, it was very noticeable that study-life balance is well observed.
Yeah.
Right. So it was very good. They have this pantry where students they congregate during their break.
Yeah.
And also they have the billiard hall, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they have the same in Sydney campus.
Yeah. I think it's good to know that they also provide like recreational activities for their students, because sometimes if you go to school and it's just purely classrooms, just the lights, just the computers, you don't feel like you're going through like the campus life or the school life. So it's good that they can provide these services too, even just something for the students to pass their time.
Right.
Give them a place to know other students too.
You know, personally, I like the ambience of their campus.
It's
The
actually a good
Sydney
campus.
City College of Management. It's lively, it's welcoming, and you can feel that the students they feel at home in their campus.
It reminds me of like what an urban campus should look like. You know, a campus in the city itself.
I like it. I like it. You know, other than, of course, they are very close to us. It's easy to visit when we need anything from Miss Rupa. But I wish, you know, Andre could fly over here to Darwin and visit, meet us personally, or we can go over to their campus in Sydney.
That's true.
So, you know, for a quick visit. But I'm very much sure, since, you know, Andre briefly described to me how their campus in Sydney looks like.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's as welcoming as their Darwin campus.
Yeah.
So, hopefully someday soon we'll be able to visit.
Maybe sometime we can do our video shooting there.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. Hopefully on a better temperature, better weather.
Yeah.
Not as hot as right now.
So I also like that their students, they're very participative.
Yeah.
When we went there to, you know, do our video shooting, and they're shy, of course.
Some of them are, you know, like sometimes I forget that, you know, some of them are kids.
Yeah.
Some of them are, because, you know.
They're still kids, some of them.
Yeah, like some of them are shy. They don't wanna. To me, I'm like, you're just gonna like say a couple of words in the camera.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. But then I remember, oh yeah, some of these kids are like 20 years old.
Yes.
18, 20. You know, so going back to myself when I was at that age, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I kind of understand it now. Why some of them are being shy about it.
Yeah, but nonetheless, they accommodated us.
Yeah.
And they're very hospitable, the staff. Miss Rupa, thank you for the coffee.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And yeah, let's talk about the opportunities and resources that they offer. So both Sydney City College of Management and Australian City International College offer internship programs, career services, and extracurricular activities. So for Sydney City College, they are like level 3 according to the Home Affairs, which means they are ideal for domestic students. While ACIC, they are at a higher level, so they can accept offshore students. So meaning even if they are abroad, if students are applying from abroad, they are not in Australia, since ACIC is on a higher level, they would be able to accommodate application, accept students. So both have wide range of courses offered, and I think the latest addition is the Certificate 3 in Carpentry.
Okay, that's nice.
And IT is also very popular, especially cybersecurity.
Yeah, it's a new emerging market that we have right now.
I think it never fades.
Yeah.
IT courses, it's always in demand.
We'll always need it, especially now with the AIs coming in, and then with a lot of people needing to know about how to secure information, all that. It's a market that's never gonna.
That's why. So civil construction design, it's also offered. And if you ask what is that, that is a pathway to civil engineering draftsperson. So
people drawing I guess.
So
draftsperson.
industry placements, it's guaranteed, and students, they are encouraged to find their own, but if they are unable to find employment or industry placement, like on-the-job trainings, their instructors and even the college, they're very much willing to assist students in finding one. So of course, mental health support.
Yeah, that's important. I feel like one of the things we don't talk about a lot, especially here in other Asian countries, is mental health support, and they do take it seriously here in Australia.
Yes, that's the good thing here in Australia, because in other countries, as you mentioned, it may not be as well, it may not be as important, or let's say not being discussed.
Yeah.
But in Australia, they're very particular. So that's why
you can get services for it, you can get help for it.
Yes. So
in some companies, they actually give you like a mental health day. Mental health day is you just say to your supervisor, "I'm taking a mental health day," and they give you a day off. It's a paid day. You normally have like 1 to 2 days for it every year.
Right. So SCIC, Sydney City College, and SCC and ACIC, they both make sure that their students have adequate mental health support.
Yeah.
I am happy to introduce our next partner school, Opulence College, which has campuses in Melbourne and Canberra. So, how we started partnering with them, it's very colorful. Yeah, I remember when we visited one of Enhanced NTIS partner schools, it's Bayside College. That's where we met their kitchen management instructor.
Yeah, we met Mr. Kelvin Fernandez. He was, I think, managing. He was there. He was the staff in
Bayside College.
At Bayside at the moment.
Yep.
And he was another fellow Filipino too, and we started just hashing out stories, giving out stories, and he mentioned one of the. Did he work with them? Did he work with?
His friend. His colleague, his close friend and colleague, Mr. Ray Balatero, he said, "Oh, I have another friend, but he's in Melbourne. He's also a kitchen management instructor. He's well experienced."
Yeah.
So that's how we started. I contacted Mr. Ray Balatero, and who happily connected me to Opulence campus manager, Mr. Richard Rong.
Yeah.
So Mr. Ray Balatero, he's also a Filipino and a well-experienced kitchen management instructor. And he's highly valued by the college for his contributions. They said he's very, very hardworking person. And they only have very good words for him.
Yeah.
And I was able to, get in touch with campus manager Richard Trong, who introduced us to the offerings or the courses that Opulence offers, and then that's where we thought we want to, introduce you further to our viewers, to our followers, because that's how we support our partner schools.
And also, like, another thing to add, it's always nice to hear when our fellow Filipinos are getting praised for the hard work that they did.
Yes, it felt good, right?
Yeah, but it's nice, especially like when you find out that they've done a lot. They've just, even Mr. Kelvin Fernandez, he was talking about his experiences as a chef prior, and it's nice to hear that he's been through like a lot of experiences working with, like, I think it was like a country club in the US or something like that.
Yeah. He worked in the US first before coming to Australia.
Yeah.
And then same, I think, with Mr. Ray Balatero, a cruise ship, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then that's how it started. Then we thought of that. We want to come up with, another podcast episode introducing your campus so we can connect you further to our students. That's where UCA, their sales and marketing specialist, came in. And I really appreciate, the effort that they put into, with providing us the materials that we need, those photos, those videos of the school. It's never an easy work, considering that it's something new to them. And then, like us, they don't have this social media team. But with our guidance, they were able to come up with materials that are useful for us.
And I feel like these days, if you don't have social media presence, it's harder to market yourselves, because most of the time, every time I get ads right now, or targeted ads, if it's not something that catches your attention, you just quickly dismiss everything. Because me, I don't like getting ads. So if it's not something like, oh, that's nice, then I'll try to skip it, or I'll try to find a way to get rid of it.
And I like the locations of their campus, Melbourne and Canberra.
That's true.
I haven't been to Melbourne, but of course it's very popular. But I've been to Canberra. Lovely, lovely city.
Both are really great places. I feel like those are one of the top two states that I would want to live in. Melbourne is really nice. I feel like if you're the kind of person who wants to live in a bit more organized city, because everyone knows about Sydney, but Sydney was one of the first cities that was established, so it doesn't feel as organized or as in structure compared to Melbourne. Like me, I really enjoyed Melbourne. I like the ambiance, I like the people there, I like the feel. And then Canberra feels like a smaller version of Melbourne in a way sometimes.
I like its tranquility.
Yeah, it does have its own uniqueness. And the good thing about Canberra, though, is if you do live there, you can drive, I think, for an hour and a half going to Sydney. Just having like the best of both worlds. If you wanna go to the big city in Sydney, you can just drive there an hour and a half.
You can even take the bus. So anyway, Opulence College Canberra campus, it exudes a modern and vibrant learning environment. And the culinary facilities are a standout feature, reflecting the campus commitment to hands-on practical education. Their kitchen is equipped with professional-grade appliances, and students are often seen bustling around, honing their skills. The atmosphere is very lively, and with students collaborating on dishes, sharing ideas, and learning from experienced instructors. And while their Melbourne campus, what can you say about the Melbourne campus based on the description and the photos they provided?
Well, for the Melbourne campus, it says here that they're in the educational hub. They provide students with access to cutting-edge resources and innovative curriculums, and they focus on fostering a supportive and inclusive community for international students. And some people might not know that we do have a lot of research areas in Melbourne itself. Like, I think our main cancer research center is found in Melbourne.
It's in Melbourne.
And then we have a couple of, like, one area feels like a campus town, where you can find like Monash, you can find the big universities like that. So it's possible that that's where they're located too. So they're all in like the educational hub, as they say. And with Melbourne, you can travel by tram, and the tram is free, and it normally goes around the whole city. So it's a beautiful place to visit, and if anyone who has the opportunity to visit should go there.
Yeah, so their campus is also well equipped in civil construction and cookery programs, and I think combined campus, they have 300 students.
Oh, that's a lot.
And again, although I believe their flagship course is also hospitality or cookery, they have other courses like ELICOS or English language for overseas students, IT, they also have leadership, and building and construction. So with cookery, I think they conduct their classes, whether practical or theoretical, 3 times a week. With ELICOS, it's 3 times a week. With cookery, twice a week.
Yeah.
So that gives student, ample time to work also, right? So it's not it's not like what people think, that when you are an international student in Australia, you go to school every day, like it's like a 9 to 5 p.m. job.
Yeah. And like something to add, I think you said they had building and construction.
Yeah.
So some people might not realize that building and construction, or what they call here like trade jobs, they're paid pretty well. They're paid
Really?
They're massively paid, compared to like if you go to Asia and if you're a construction worker, you're probably paid either minimum wage or lower than minimum wage. Versus here, since they have their skills that are needed, they learn about how to do the buildings and everything. They're paid very well.
So they're valued.
Yeah, they're probably one of the highest paid occupations that you can find here, like tradies like plumbers, electricians, construction workers. And the good thing here is, sometimes for us, when you look for construction, it's just like a random person brought on to do the work, which is good in a way if you want to look for cheap labor. Versus here, if you want to be a tradie, if you want to be a construction worker, you have to start an apprenticeship. So if I wanted to be like to go into construction here, I need to go through like maybe a 3-year apprenticeship working with someone who knows what they're doing. So by the time that I start working as a tradie myself, I know how to do what they do. I know how to do whatever skills that I need. I'm just not suddenly thrown into the construction site and like, oh yeah, start digging or whatever.
So you have this opportunity to work with experts.
Yeah. So it's I like the way they do apprenticeships. I think we should do that in Asia too. So it's not just like some random person who doesn't know what they're doing. Because sometimes it's a hit and a miss. You can get like someone who really knows what they're doing, and then you can get someone who has no clue what they're doing. Just a quick tidbit, because some people might not realize that being a construction
I'm not very
worker
familiar with that particular course, because usually it's just ELICOS, IT, and with other partner schools that they have these community services. But with building and construction, that's a new learning for me. Thank you for that. And I like in particular the ELICOS that Opulence College offer, because it seems that it suits my budget, if ever. And like when I compared the rates with other colleges that offer ELICOS, they're more affordable.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How much does it normally cost you?
300 something per week.
Per week?
That's per week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think with the Opulence College, it's much lower.
Yeah.
So it's a very good opportunity. Plus also, they have guaranteed industry placements. They're currently partnering with a famous restaurant in Canberra, right?
So apparently they're partnering with Blackfire Restaurant. Blackfire Restaurant is one of the well-known restaurants in Canberra. So it's a good step in the door if you're in management, if you're in cooking. It's a good way to be in, I guess, the community of the fine dining restaurants, if that's what you want. Like if you do get in there, and if you can move to a different place, it's nice to have in your resume that you did work in like one of the most popular restaurants in the city.
So cookery, kitchen management, that is their flagship course, and as we know, that course has a direct pathway to PR, to permanent residency, right? And if you are thinking of getting high quality education, whether you want to stay in Australia permanently after, or go back to your home country, it's always best to enroll or get your education in reputable colleges such as Opulence College. So I love that their location, their campuses are in those famous cities.
Yeah, I feel like it gives a good campus life to be in a city like that. How you see in the movies where after you go to school or after you go to classes, you go for a coffee and like these. So Melbourne, some people might not know, Melbourne is our coffee capital. We have
yes.
we have a lot of
The coffee culture.
we have a lot of like great cafes there. So sometimes you might see like these videos online on TikTok showing beautiful cafes with coffee. Melbourne is a good place for that. So it's a good balance of feeling like a student and feeling like going into these cafes and eating good food.
Plus, it's good that you take advantage of their guaranteed industry placement. It's if I were the international student, I'd feel good and secured.
It gives you assurance too.
Yeah, and assurance
that you don't have to.
Yeah, after this, I will be placed in a reputable restaurant.
Yeah.
To be able to learn and earn at the same time. So that's why we encourage international students out there. Consider Opulence College both in Melbourne and Canberra as your next study destination. Yeah. So anyway, anything else that you'd like to add? Hopefully, with our future partnership with them, we look forward to more collaborations.
Yeah.
And in a few months, we'll be conducting again our education fair.
Oh,
yes.
An education fair.
Yes, yes. To be able to, another way of promoting our partner schools.
Then we can introduce these schools to any potential students that we might have.
Of course. And we'll see. Maybe by then, they would be able to offer more courses.
Yeah.
Considering the growth that our partner schools, that these two new partner schools are showing.
And I think like the courses that they offer, they are very competitive in terms of what Australia needs, especially with building and construction, carpentry. That's another one for the city.
They're really honing your skill.
Yeah, we need a lot of people like building houses. We're having a housing crisis, and anyone who can contribute to these house buildings can provide a lot to the community, to the country. We just want to do a quick talk about with our partner schools. We thought about like sometimes you might want to visit their websites. You might want to know about where they are. Just a quick tidbit with Sydney City College. Here in Darwin, they're found in 25 Kavanagh Street. And some people might not know that Kavanagh is like one of our main streets here in Darwin. So they're like in the heart of the CBD itself. Normally, like if you want to go out at night, a lot of the happenings happen in Kavanagh. One of the oldest hotels can also be found in Darwin is in Kavanagh Street.
Located in there.
If you want to email Sydney City College, they can be found at info@sccm.edu.au. That is for their main email. And then if you want to look into their Sydney campus, they can be found at level 1 Pitt Street, Sydney.
As for Opulence College, again, they have two campuses, one in Melbourne and then the other one is in Canberra. Their Canberra campus is located at mezzanine level 15 Moore Street, Canberra, ACT, while their Melbourne campus has a physical address at Suite 8, Level 8, 474 Flinders Street, Melbourne. And if you want to inquire, you can contact them at 6101-8650 or send an email at enquiry.act@opc.edu.au. We also encourage you to visit their website. It's opc.edu.au.
And another thing, just to add, same with the Melbourne campus. Flinders is one of their main streets too. So if their campus is there, there's a good chance they're in a very good location. So if you do study there, and if you've ever thought of going to Melbourne, and then your campus is in Flinders Street,
it's a good location.
It's a good location to be in. You're in the center of everything. Everything is close by. The malls are close by. The cafes are close by. So you might want to check that out.
You know what? Looking back, I think we've come a long way. Here at Darwin alone, we have Enhanced NT has 5 partner schools. So they are namely Alana K College.
Yep.
Their flagship course, they're mainly focused on community services, aged care, and those allied health care.
Yeah, and I think Alana K is like an old one. They've been established here for
15 years, more than 15 years, I believe.
For a long time.
Yeah. And they also have a lot of industry placements offered to their students. And we've visited their campus a number of times.
Yeah.
Always, they're very welcoming. Other than Alana K College, we have ICAE, International College of Advanced Education. Their main course or their flagship course is cookery or hospitality.
And
They are very famous here in Darwin.
they've come a long way too. I think
Yeah, go on.
like earlier, I think my sister studied there for a quick bit.
Wow.
And compared what their campus looked like, I think 7 years ago, their campus now is like a full-blown campus, full with the parking lots. We were invited, I think, 2 years ago during their inauguration of their kitchen class, their cookery class, and they've rehauled their kitchen resources. They've made like a full-on, what do you call that, commercial kitchens with like stainless steel benches and everything. You know that they've put a lot of investments into their cooking courses, their cookery courses. So they've come a long way too, ICAE.
And I love that how their top officials are very supportive of us. Brian Gallagher,
Yeah.
he guested us. He became our podcast guest. I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Did you know that Brian Gallagher, he ran for
Counselor?
for counselor,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if he won. I think he won.
I think so too. He's a very popular guy in Darwin. And other than Alana K and ICAE, we also have an existing partnership with Canterbury Institute of Management. So they have leadership courses and IT as well. So, and other than CIM, Bayside International College or BIC, which is located at Waterfront. That's where we met Mr. Kelvin Fernandez, right? Their kitchen management instructor. And last but not the least, AussieNet.
AussieNet, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been there once. I think I've been there once, and they specialize in electronics.
Electric technology,
Electric
electro-technology
technology.
courses. So they're not the usual like cookery or hospitality and even community services. I think most of their students are already skilled and are working. So they're just there to hone their skill.
Yeah.
That's the advantage. That's one of the unique offerings of AussieNet. And they're very busy. They're always busy, but they take time. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Their officer, their staff, they accommodated. He gladly accommodated us when we went there to conduct a brief interview, and we witnessed how they conduct their classes. They're well equipped.
I think we was that when we gave them an award, I think, for being one of our partner schools.
Yeah, one of our partner schools with CIM or Canterbury Institute of Management. Our main contact was Parag Shrestha.
Yeah.
He's the head of marketing, I believe. And then when we visited their campus several weeks back, it was their break, school break.
Oh, yeah.
But there was this guy, his name is Jay, their IT guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Who gladly welcomed us.
We didn't realize that it was. I think it was holiday break for the students.
Yeah.
The campus was empty.
Yeah.
We were like, well, there's no one here. There's nothing. Like the parking lot was empty. Like no one was there. Then we found like this just one guy. It was their IT guy, and he was very helpful with. Like,
very helpful, and he
introducing
gladly
us.
accepted the award on behalf of the CIM. And I also like the location of CIM. They are a standalone building, right?
With the CIM, they're beside the NT News, one of our main news providers here in NT. So they have a good campus location too, with ample parking. The funny thing is, if you live in Darwin, you might not realize that even living in a small city, sometimes parking can be difficult.
I didn't expect that because I have this impression that Darwin is they have the city has very few people.
It's a personal opinion, but what kind of annoyed me is, the new EDU campus, that used to be a massive parking lot, and that's where everyone parked. But since they took over that area and they've built their campus there, a good chunk of the parking slots for the whole city was taken over by the campus itself.
Yeah, it's with the Bayside International College or BIC. When we visited them, it was their kitchen management instructor, who is also a fellow Filipino, who accommodated us. And I also like the location of their campus. Where is it again?
Oh, in Waterfront?
Waterfront.
Yeah. Waterfront, just to add, is Darwin's area where if you want to eat all of the fancy restaurants, that's where you go. It's called Waterfront because it's in front of the water.
Yeah,
and
you
they
have a very good view.
And normally, you can't swim in Australian waters. It's always a good rule of thumb is never swim in open Australian waters
Because?
because we have like crocodiles. We have a lot of poisonous animals and dangerous animals here. But if you go to waterfront, they have like a little area closed where you could swim in the beach in salt water without having the dangers of saltwater crocodiles, the jellyfish. So it's a good place to visit. Mm-hmm.
So maybe after your class, take a dip at the
Yeah,
wave
you could.
pool.
The wave pool.
The wave pool.
I think there's a basketball court there. You can play basketball.
Yeah, I've seen it. Very good also. And kitchen management is one of the flagship courses of Bayside International College. And they also have other courses that they offer. They used to have ELI course, but I don't know, maybe they're no longer promoting that course anymore. But nonetheless, they offer a wide range of courses to international students. Plus, their campus location, the support that they give to their students, those are the things that you may want to consider. If you want to come to Darwin, have a look. Consider BIC or Bayside International College as your next potential school.
Yeah.
So, ICAE, Alana K College, Canterbury, Bayside, Oceanet. We have 5. And all those 5, they participated in this education fair that we conducted sometime in March. And they said the representatives of each partner school, they were given this chance to promote their school programs. And they said that that's the first time that they experienced something like that. And when we invited them to guest on one of our podcast episodes, they're very appreciative.
Yeah.
Alana K, their campus manager then, Megan, and ICA is Brian O'Gallagher. They're happy that it's very innovative, according to them, that this podcast that we are doing to be able to...
We'll have another expo and then we'll have another...
In a few months, I believe.
Months.
So I'm hoping that that education fair will be a regular event.
Okay.
Hosted by Enhance.
I feel like that's a good way to, spread the name in the community.
Yeah.
Here in Darwin. Darwin sometimes, as much as a small city, a lot of people, they do kind of just go on with what they're doing with their lives. So some people might not realize that there are events going on. There's areas, locations like that going on.
That's how we work here at Enhance NT, and that's how we support our partner schools. We don't just apply as your partner school to get a commission. We want to give you the best exposure that we could give. And these podcast episodes like this, it's one of our marketing tools, and it's one of the best way to be able to connect you to international students. Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully in the coming weeks we'll be able to get more partner schools, and of course you guys will be updated. But for now, with the existing ones, rest assured that we will continue think of innovative ways to be able to connect you with your market.
Yeah, and at least find out why it's worthwhile going to Darwin, why it's good to study here, why you want to choose to live here.
Yeah, although they say that, admittedly, Darwin is not as popular as other cities, but it's always good to try it.
There's always the pros and cons, advantages of living in a smaller city.
Okay. Right. I think that would be all for today.
Yeah, I guess as we wrap up, just so you know, our office, we can be found in 590 Mitchell Street, Darwin, NT. Our email would be skills@enhancent.com.au. Our phone number would be +61 08 7979 2352. And please like, subscribe, and share our social media platforms. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Spotify. Thank you for joining us on this video podcast.
Whether you're an international student, aspiring to study abroad, or a professional looking to work in Australia, it is essential to seek professional advice, stay informed, and embrace the opportunities that migration brings.
Here at Enhance Down Under, we will help you choose the right path for your career goals. Up until next time.